Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, January the 19th, 2020. Time is 6:03 a.m. First, I thank all my fans and my support for your continued encouragement and support. This is part 2 of the same video. And like I said, dated January the 19th, 2020. Now this is a list of place names. This is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. For example, state names: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North, South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Then scroll down all the way down to the bottom where it says see also, and you'll see a list of place names of indigenous origin in America. Now, this is piracy, and those pirates, when we talking about that Satanism, the devil worship, the occult. Now, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Linkage Prevention, the Bureau of Justice, the National Gang Center Bulletin, and the title of that book, History of Street Gangs in the United States, written by Mr. James C. Howell and Mr. John P. Moore. Now you can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia, and you'll find the same information titled Gangs in the United States. Now this is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. This is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. The world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. This is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. The world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation Nation, and the World Wildlife Fund. Now, Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, he wrote all those epistles in the Holy Bible, in the New Testament. He was lying. He's not no apostle. He was lying. He was an occultist, a devil worshiper, a Satanist. He was a lying, murdering devil. The man-made religious organizations, they used those epistles that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, wrote. One of them, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the holy kiss, the church with the suffix es of Christ salute. A second verse that the man-made religious organization used that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, wrote. 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffix es of God for your patience and faith, all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. The Catholic Church be lying. They lying. All the Protestant church be lying because that's the Catholic Church. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Camel Movement, that's the Catholic Church. They be lying. The Church of Christ, they be lying. They lying. That's a lie. Devil worship, Satanism, deistic Satanism, atheist Satan. You lying. That's gonna be. You finna get your ass killed. You finna get your ass killed. You thought you could horse play. You thought you could be a smart ass. You finna see. Gonna get these background checks done. All lying. All you doing is lying. You just lying. You just be making up a bunch of lies. Don't nobody gotta make up no damn esotericism, anthroposophy. You be lying. You're gonna take the word occult and put. You're gonna take the word cult and put "ock" on it like you smart. You just lying. All you doing is lying. That's all you doing, lying. this this shows you that God did not tell anybody to be a Satanist, to be a devil worshiper. God didn't tell you to be no damn look, talking about some theistic Satanism or some atheist thing. God never said that. He told you don't do it. He told you don't do that. That's what he said. That's what God said. What you talking about? You be lying. See this right here? Acts chapter 15, verse 22. It cleared up a whole lot. The apostles and the elders and the whole church, they cleared up a whole lot. All that stuff about being a Christian, they cleared it up. All that stuff, all that other stuff, they cleared it up. That was the end of that. That was when no need you bringing that mess up and talking about some devil worship, some Satanism, some atheism, Satanism, and theism. Acts chapter 15, verse 20. They cleared all that up. I don't even know why you even. See, that's the reason why you ain't got no business running your mouth. You ain't got no business running your mouth. See, the Apostle Peter, he exposed Saul from Tarsus. The self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, he was exposed by the Apostle Peter. See, ain't no need you running your mouth. See, like I told you, there ain't no such thing, no Catholic church. Ain't no such thing, no Protestant church. No such thing, no American Restoration Movement, Stone Camel Movement, the Church of Christ. Be lying. You be lying. You lying. All the lies that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, all them lies he was telling. He just be lying. Just like the blood gang and the Crip gang be lying. The bloodstone and limestone, you be doing the same thing. Saul be doing lying. But you know what? You're going to be held accountable and responsible. Going to be severe consequences and repercussions. Excuse me. And a little cold. Now I got some time left. We can go to our Bible study. Now, we can go to the Holy Bible. Go to the Holy Bible. We're going to go to the Old Testament. To the book of Genesis. Now, we continue to do our Bible study, and we want to include in our Bible study the land of Ur, Abraham. Now, we're in the book of, like I said, we're in the book of Genesis. We're in the Old Testament, book of Genesis. We're in the book of Genesis, chapter 11. And we're going to read verse 28. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Ishka. But Sarai was barren. She had no child. Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there, and the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. So we're going to refer to the quick reference Wikipedia. Pretty credible. And we're going to include in our Bible study today the land of Ur. Ur, the Sumerian, was an important Sumerian city-state in ancient Mesopotamia, located at the site of modern Tel El Mukhayar in South Iraq's Dakar Governorate. It says although Ur was once a coastal city near the mouth of the Euphrates on the Persian Gulf. The coastline and shifted in the city now well inland on the south bank of the Euphrates in modern day Iraq. So as you can see, has been located. It is located in modern day Tel El Mukayar. Now you know they're doing excavations. You know archaeologists are digging in excuse me, according to the historical history. It said it was founded in 3800 BC, that was before Christ, and abandoned after 500 BC. It's saying periods of Ubaid period to Iron Age. The culture was Sumerian. Now the city dates from the Ubaid period, circa 3800 BC, and recorded in written history as a city-state from the 26th century BC. Its first recorded king being, now according to the historical record, the first king being Mesa-Nipada. It is said the city's patron deity was Nana in Akkadian Sin. The Sumerian, Akkadian, Assyrian, Babylonian moon god, and the name of the city is in origin derived from the god's name, Yunu, literally the bar, Yunu of Nene, cited more by the partially restored ruins of the ziggurat of which contained the shrine of Nene, excavated in the 1930s. The temple was built in the 21st century BC. During the reign of Namu, and was reconstructed in the 6th century BC by Nabonidus, the last king of Babylon. Okay, so let me scroll down a little more here. Let me see. So society and culture. Let's go there. Society and culture. It says that archaeological discoveries have shown unequivocally that was a major Sumero-Akkadian urban center on the Mesopotamian plain. It said this. It said that especially the discovery of the royal tombs has confirmed its splendor. Said these tombs would date to the early dynastic LA period, contain immense amounts of luxury items made out of precious metals and semi-precious stone, all of which would have required importation from long distance. Ancient Iran, Afghanistan, India, Asia Minor, the Levant, and the Persian Gulf. Excuse me. It said this wealth unparalleled up to then is a testimony of Ur's economic importance during the early Bronze Age. Okay, the name Urim for country of on a seal of King Namu. Now you know they find cuneiforms. Archaeological research of the region has also contributed greatly to our understanding of the landscape and long distance interactions that took place during these ancient times. Was a major part on the Persian Gulf, which extended much further inland than it does today and controlled much of the trade into Mesopotamia. Imports to came from many parts of the world. The imported objects include precious metals such as gold and silver and semi-precious stone, namely lapis lazuli and carnelian. Excuse me. It is thought that had a stratified social system including slaves, captured foreigners, farmers, artisans, doctors, scribes, and priests. High-ranking priests apparently enjoyed great luxury and lived in mansions. Now they have tens of thousands of cuneiform texts, including contracts, business records, and court documents, record the city's complex economic and legal system. These texts have been recovered from temples, the palace, and individual houses. Okay, now there's discovered about Ur. Archaeologists have dug up evidence of Ur. It's in Sumerian occupation of the 4th millennium. The further occupation of Ur only becomes clear during its emergence in the 3rd millennium BC. Having been a growing urban center during the 4th millennium, as other Sumerians, the new settlers of Ur were a non-Semitic people who may have come from the east, circa 3300 BC, and spoke a language isolate. But during the 3rd millennium BC, a close cultural symbiosis developed between the Sumerians and the East Semitic academians, which gave rise to widespread bilingualism. The reciprocal influence of the Sumerian language and the Akkadian language is evident in all areas, from lexical borrowing on a massive scale to syntactic, morphological, and phonological convergence. Okay. Now let me see here. Now let me say this. I tapped over. Now the Sumerian language is a language of ancient Sumer and a language isolate that was spoken in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, and in Syria. During the 3rd millennium BC, an intimate cultural symbiosis developed between the Sumerians and the Semitic-speaking Akkadians, which included widespread bilingualism. The influence of Sumerian and the East Semitic language Akkadian on each other is evident in all areas from, it's considered to be a language isolate. Now when it comes to writing, they use Sumero-Akkadian cuneiform. Okay. Now, now it's saying the Sumerian language is a language isolate. And it says it's been the subject of much effort to relate it to a wide variety of language because it has a peculiar prestige as the most ancient written language, but for linguistic affinity, sometimes have a naturalistic background. Such proposals enjoy virtually no support among linguists because of their unverifiability. Sumerian was at one time widely held to be an Indo-European name, but that view later came to be almost universally rejected. So, as you can see, the language of the people who lived in Ur, they spoke this Sumerian language, which is considered by the linguists around the world as being a language isolate. And of course they were in close proximity, affinity with the they call the East Semitic speaking people, the Akkadians. But it's already been made perfectly clear, conclusively, that the Sumerian speaking people in Ur, they spoke a language isolate They didn't speak no Afro-Asiatic or Indo-European. They have not been able to conclusively classify the Sumerian language with other languages. And people might make suggestions, you understand? But they have not conclusively said that the Sumerian language is, Afro-Asiatic, Indo-European, or Mandarin. Understand? So let me go back to Okay, the history of You understand? Let me see here. Let me identification with biblical Now, according to scientific research, is likely the city of Kasdim, mentioned in the book of Genesis as the birthplace of the Jewish, Christian, and Muslim patriarch Abraham. Ibrahim in Arabic. Traditionally believed to have lived sometime in the second millennium BC. There are, however, conflicting traditions and scholarly opinions identifying Kasdim with the sites of Sanalat, Urfa, Urkesh, Uratu, or Kuthe. Is mentioned 4 times in the Torah or Old Testament, with the distinction of the Kasdim, traditionally rendered in English as of the Chaldees. The Chaldeans had settled in the vicinity by around 850 BC, but were not extant anywhere in Mesopotamia during the second millennium BC period, when Abraham was traditionally held to have lived. The Chaldean dynasty did not rule Babylon, and thus became the rulers of Ur until the late 7th century BC, and held power only until the mid 6th century BC. They say the name is found in Genesis 11:28, Genesis 11:31, and Genesis 15:7. Right. A single passage mentioning is a paraphrase of Genesis. Now the book of Jubilees states that was founded in in 1688, and on Moon, year of the world, by son of Kissi, presumably the offspring of Arphaxad, adding that in this same year, wars began on earth. And the son of Kissi, built the city of Aray of the Chaldees, and called his name after his own name and the name of his father. Now, let me scroll over here. Archaeology. Okay. Now the archaeological evidence of So, pretty interesting information about the when we read our Holy Bible, of the Chaldees, Abraham, he left and to go to the land of Canaan. And we continue to be in our Holy Bible. So we continue to do our Bible study on these ancient people that are mentioned in the Old Testament. In the book of Genesis, for example, the Amorites, they were Afro-Asiatic. The Egyptians, they Afro-Asiatic. The Kenites, they are a nomadic tribe of people, ancient people. They're not classified as being Afro-Asiatic or Indo-European people. They considered to be ancient people. The Canaanites, they also considered to be classified as being ancient people. The Kenizzites, classified as being ancient people. The Hittites, they are classified as being Indo-European. The Perizzites are classified as being ancient people. The Rephaims, according to the Bible, according to the Old Testament, the Rephaims are considered to be giants. They also referred as Zamzum and Emim. And the Canaanites considered to be Afro-Asiatic. However, let us not forget, when we talk about Canaan and his descendants, Canaanites, descending from Ham and all that, but also the land of Canaan. There were many people who lived in the land of Canaan who were not descended from Canaan, like these other people that we mentioned: the Amorites, the Egyptians, the Kenites, the Canaanites, the Kenizzites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Rephaims, and the Philistines. They were also considered to be Canaanites. The Girgasites, Afro-Asiatic. Now, when it comes to the Jebusites, Jebus, Jerusalem, that location, Jerusalem, Jebus, now has not been positively and conclusively as being an Afro-Asiatic, Indo-European, or anything of that. Jebus can be considered to be a Canaanite. Then you have your Hittites and Horites. Now the Hittites, Afro-Asiatic. The Horites considered to be a Canaanite. And like I said, the Philistines have not been identified as being an Afro-Asiatic or Indo-European, but considered to be a Canaanite. Then you have your Moabites, Afro-Asiatic. The Midianites, Afro-Asiatic. And the Ammonites, they Afro-Asiatic. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to refer we're going to continue to address this issue about devil worship, Satanism, the occult. And we're going to refer to the Old Testament. And what does the Bible say? What does God say about these things? Now let me in the book of Exodus chapter 20, starting in verse number 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. God telling you, He does not accept, does not approve, and does not allow devil worship, Satanism, the occult. Now God making it perfectly clear about this sacrificing. Exodus chapter 22, verse number 20. He that sacrificeth unto any God, save unto the Lord only, he should be utterly destroyed. Let's cut and dry and straight to the point. Let's go in and kill. Now we're in the book of Exodus chapter 23, verses 23. For my angel shall go before thee and bring thee in unto the Amorites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their God, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images. Let me see. Now we over here in Exodus chapter 34, verses 31st. When we start reading verse number 11. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods. And one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. And thou take of their daughters unto thy son, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy son go a whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. That's what God told us. He said, don't do it. Don't make no molten gods. God told you don't do it. Leviticus chapter, what time is it? Oh yeah, okay. Leviticus chapter 17. Now it says here, we're in the book of Leviticus, chapter 7. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. It shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. God telling you, don't do those things. Now we over in the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of the Lord, profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. God tell you, don't do that. Do not let your seed pass through the fire to Molech. Don't do it. We're in Leviticus chapter 19, verse number 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. Don't do it. We're in the book of Leviticus, chapter 20. We'll start reading verse number 2. Again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or the stranger that sojourn in Israel, that giveth in of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stone. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go whoring after him to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. It says, sanctify yourselves therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. God tell me, this stuff ain't right. image. We're in the book of Leviticus chapter 26, verse number 1. You shall make you no idols, no graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto, for I am the Lord your God. Don't do it. We're in the book of Numbers, chapter 25, verses 1 through 5. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people, and hang them all up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. Now let's go here to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4. Now, we're over in the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to start reading with chapter 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4. And we're going to start reading in verse number 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the earth, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the water beneath the earth. And lest thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God have divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. But the Lord hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as you are this day. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 5, start reading verse number 8. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Now, we're in Deuteronomy chapter 7. We're in Deuteronomy chapter 7. And we're going to start reading We're going to start reading verse number 1. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast down many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them, and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son, for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor chose you because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people, but because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. And we're in Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse number 3. And ye shall overthrow their altars, and break their pillars, and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their God, and destroy the names of them out of their place. Now we're in Deuteronomy chapter 18. I'm going to start reading in verse number 9. Again, there's Deuteronomy chapter 18. I'm going to start reading verse number 9. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that use divination, or an observer time, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirit, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. Now let me also let me see what we want to. So, as we read in the Old Testament, God told you, don't do those things. Necromancers, mediums, charmers, fortune tellers, making idols, sacrificing your seed to these graven images, to idols and gods, all that stuff is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. See, you be horse playing, you be trying to be a smart ass. It's wrong. These are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logo. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine. They're right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, in the state of Tennessee. Thank all my family, my support for your continued support. I'm gonna get ready to end today's video. Come back on my next opportunity. I'm off this weekend, so I make my video to let you know that I'm gonna come back and make another video. But in my next opportunity, I'm definitely gonna make another video and take care of yourself, which each and one of you very best.